What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions. In today's reaction, I'm going to be checking out the latest music video from The Dark Side of the Moon, which, of course, is a new band made up of members of Infinitum, Amaranthe, and Feuerschwanz. Now, this is only the second music video they've ever released, and in the first one, we got to check out their version of Jenny of Oldstones from Game of Thrones. But today's song is going to be their rendition of a pretty popular song from the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. And I'm really excited to see what they do with this because the original version of this song is pretty tame in comparison to what these guys are normally capable of. We're also going to get a guest on this one in the form of Dutch vocalist Charlotte Wessels, who most of you probably know as the vocalist from Delane. But since I don't know anything else and I don't think there's a new album to announce or anything like that, let's just jump into it, man. I will link this original video in the description below, and today I'm once again listening to The Dark Side of the Moon, and for the very first time checking out their brand new music video for the song May It Be. Let's go!
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road. Oh, how far you are from home. May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road. Oh, how far you are from home.
So this is really cool to hear this version like this. The original was done by Enya, who I assume most people have at least heard Enya's name, but Irish solo artist who, fun fact, is actually the highest selling Irish solo act of all times. Actually, the number 2 all-time best-selling Irish act, only behind U2. But the original version of this is very tame, as a lot of Enya's stuff is. I mean, she's known as the Queen of New Age. It's very, I don't really want to say soft as a bad thing, but it's very vibey. It's, again, very New Age. But hearing a version like this is really cool. So far, my first gut impression is that while this is cool to hear a version of this, I don't necessarily know if this was something I would listen to all the time. It's kind of just a cool thing to hear their version of it. But we've still got a lot of video to go, and I'll make up my mind then. But I have noticed a couple interesting gear things, even though I've already seen all the stuff these guys are using in this video for the most part in other videos. But Morten has, I feel like he's got disappearing pads going on. I'll put a picture up, but you can see they've got pads on the actual drums, and they do that for music videos, so it dampens the sound, so it's not like really loud and overbearing, because all of this stuff is done to playback. They're not actually plugged in and playing and stuff like that. But I feel like there was another shot where there were no pads on the drums, so I'm going to have to go back and check. And again, interestingly enough, it looks like he's using Minel cymbals, which he did in the last Dark Side of the Moon video. But he's a Zildjian cymbals artist. He's also a Yamaha drums artist, and I don't think that's a Yamaha kit. So I've just got to assume for where they filmed this video, or if he had to travel or something like that, he's just using what's available, or using a friend's kit or something like that. I'll talk about Hans's guitar in a little bit, and because his tone on this is just really, really good. But let's keep going and see what we get. Hold on. There's no... this is going to sound dumb because obviously we know there's no bass player in this band. But somebody has to be recording the bass in the studio. I've got to assume it's Hans. But there's a really cool bass part that I heard right there, and I just want to point it out. Right here. All right, we're going to get a solo. Definitely disappearing drum pads going on. I don't know why I find that so interesting. It's just, the more and more I've done these videos, the more and more I pay attention to little things and catch stuff in videos, and it's just fun to notice. I'll tell you what, I got to give these guys credit for really turning a softer song into something like this. And I got to imagine it had to have been a little difficult trying to mesh this vocal style with more metal sounding instrumentals behind it. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it for what it is as the cover. I don't get the vibe that this is going to be something I'm going to be listening to all the time. But that being said, the video is fantastic, and I got to assume that it's done by Dreamfilm, which is Jenny, their harp player, who's also with Feuerschwanz. That's her company, and she's done tons of different videos. The first Dark Side of the Moon video, some Feuerschwanz stuff and stuff like that. Before we get this solo, let's talk about Hans. In my opinion, one of my favorite guitar players right now that I've seen with a lot of different bands, man. The guy is so into his gear. He knows exactly what tones he's going for with everything he's doing, whether it's a lead or a rhythm. And he's actually using a guitar that we see quite often, both with this and Feuerschwanz stuff. He's an exclusive artist of Framus Guitars, which is near his hometown. They're a guitar company that's also manufactured by Warwick Basses. It's a Diablo Progressive X, fully custom for him, standard scale, 25.5 inches. Where do I want to go with this? It's got a Floyd Rose locking tremolo system on it. If I remember right, it's bare knuckle nail bomb pickups. Bare knuckle is a British pickup company that's getting really popular right now. Seeing a lot of people use it. Since I don't know anything about harps, we'll just skip that. But the vocals are great together, man. Charlotte and Melissa sound awesome. I think this is only my second time ever hearing Charlotte, actually. I need to go listen to some of her other stuff, because I know last year she released a solo album, too, because she is not singing with Delane anymore, but did for years and years and years. I think that's it. Let's watch the rest of this. Fucking Hans, man. Yep, dream film, for sure. I'll tell you what, man. I think I changed my mind towards the end there. This would probably be something that'll wind up on my playlist. But I'm going to have to listen to it a few more times. Let's go talk more about it. So, first gut impressions. As always, music video is killer, man. Everything looks great. The costumes are great. The imagery is great. I love that they were swapping different locations and scenes. And there were different camera angles and stuff showing all of the artists, the musicians, the vocalists. Dream Film always does a good job, man. And I expected no less. And then in terms of the sound, incredible as always, man. The tones on everything are awesome. The mix is great on all of this stuff. Me, being a sucker for Hans's playing, I think he has some of the best guitar tones that I'm hearing on anything I've been listening to nowadays, man. And he does most of this stuff from his home studio. He doesn't go to some big fancy place and track anything. He does it in his house, man, and it always comes out really, really good. Again, I've got to really applaud these guys for going after a cover of this song because the original is so much different from this that I imagine it kind of had to be a challenge for them to figure out how they were going to do this in their style. There were a couple moments when I was listening to it that I felt like the vocals didn't necessarily match the music that was going on, but that's one of the challenges of trying to cover this original song in the way that it was recorded. You know, overall, I thought it was great. I do stand by this is probably going to be something that's maybe a novelty for me. I just listen to it once or twice and enjoy the cover and the video and not necessarily listen to it a ton, but I'm never going to know until I listen to it a few more times. My opinion may very well change a ton after listening to it again, and I will throw it onto one of my playlists and listen to it regularly. All that being said, that's just one dude's opinion. That's not necessarily how everybody else should listen to it. There's probably people out there that are listening to this on repeat right now, man. And that's what's great about music. It affects all of us differently. We all have different tastes. And it's just super fun to check out new music, man. But again, I can't wait to see what these guys release in the future. I know that everybody thought this was going to be a cover project, but Hans did tell me that they are going to be having some originals with this as well. So I can't wait to get a full album announcement and see what we're going to get out of that. But I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys did too. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go for it. If you want to like this video, cool. If you do both, thank you very much. But most importantly, thank you for your time and thank you for watching. I'm on a ton of different social media. We have a Discord server that a lot of us hang on. I have a Twitch that I stream on. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, I'll throw links in the description below. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.